Hi Gemini, welcome to February. Happy Valentine's Day. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I get started on your reading, I want to call in some good energy. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for those who left comments. And for those who have ordered readings, I thank you. Thank you for your support. I've enjoyed meeting you and working with all of you. And for anyone new, welcome. So we have a new moon in Aquarius on February 4th and a full moon in Virgo on the 19th. And both these moons have some good aspects connected to them. So we get a break this month. So this month I'm going to do a love reading for Valentine's Day. So this is going to be, what does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of February? What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of February? What does Gemini need to know about love and relationships for the month of February 2019? Let's see what we get. Three of Swords, Five of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, Seven of Swords, the Page of Cups, the Emperor, King of Swords, Chariot, the Two of Wands. Okay, so you start the month off with the Three of Swords crossed by the Five of Cups. So the Three of Swords is a card of, it's kind of a card of heartache or cutting away what is no longer necessary, whatever's no longer needed. So for some of you, you might be cutting away relationships that no longer serve you, or you might have experienced a breakup. And with the Five of Cups here, there's a sense of regret or a sense of crying over spilt milk. So maybe you've been evaluating your life and past relationships and maybe wishing that you had done things differently or things had ended differently. But there's also the potential of someone from the past coming back, like an old lover or a relationship that you once left. That had broken up. Someone may be coming back wanting to try again. Maybe the person that you broke up with, they're having regrets or second thoughts. And they're wanting another chance, or they're wanting a new start. Or they're wanting to come back because they regret certain things that were done. So if it's not you having a sense of regret over decisions that were made or relationships that broke up, it may be that the other party is having that sense of regret, because I'm seeing someone feeling a sense of loss and remorse. So for some of you, you may be cutting out relationships that no longer serve you, but some of you may be able to salvage a situation because there's still two cups here. And the way that you save the relationship is by focusing on not what's wrong, but focusing on what's positive about the relationship. So there may have been like words that were said or heartache, because the Three of Swords is a card of heartache. And I feel like both parties are suffering. It's not just like one person. So you might have had words or had a falling out with someone. But there is a chance that you can have a new start. Or you can fix what went wrong. The Wheel of Fortune is in the past, and the Two of Cups. So I feel like things are changing. There's going to be a change of fortune, or the conditions are changing. So if you come into the month feeling a sense of heartache or separation or sorrow, the energy may be shifting during the month of February. The Two of Cups here, the person that you're thinking of, there's like this soulmate connection. You really, for the most part, you have a lot that's good about the relationship. There's a soulmate connection. But there is a little bit of an imbalance in the relationship. So I feel like maybe one person feels like they care more than the other, or one person's doing all the work, or there could be a feeling of unrequited love. And this is something that has influenced and is now fading. So to bring the harmony back, now you have the Seven of Swords here. So you may feel like that's a card of not facing the truth about something. It can also be a card of theft. So for some of you, you may feel like someone has trying to take away. There could be a third party maybe. Someone's trying to take something from you, steal something from you. Or you could be, it could be that one of you is acting in a kind of a covert way, a sneaky way. Like you have to be careful when you're communicating with someone that you're getting the truth. That you're either speaking the truth or that you're hearing the truth. Because this can be a card of someone who says one thing to your face and another thing behind your back. Like they're not telling you the whole story. So you want to get the whole story. For some of you, there could be a relationship. If the relationship is breaking up, it could be because there was a third-party situation. But I feel like that the person, I'm feeling that someone is wanting to come back and, so if there was a kind of betrayal, someone may want to apologize or want to be forgiven. I'm feeling that someone's having, because I'm feeling this strong sense of regret. Like I made a mistake and I didn't, and now that the relationship is over, they're feeling sorry. Like they want to they want to be forgiven, or they want to apologize for whatever they did or said that hurt the relationship. Because you have this Page of Cups coming up in the future. And that's a card, a message. That's a message of love. Someone wants to convey their feelings. Someone wants to express their feelings in a relationship. Maybe they want to apologize, and it may be they feel sorry. Someone is feeling sorry and wants to wants to fix things. And it could be unexpected. And I think for the most part the relationship is a good one. There's a strong connection with the Two of Cups. That's like the soulmate connection. But there was some deception or some something going on that either behind the scenes, or someone was not being totally honest in the relationship. And that might have led to a misunderstanding or a breakup, and now that person wants to, I feel like they want to make amends, or they've realized they made a mistake and they want to fix things. You have the Emperor here. So you could be dealing with someone, like you're wanting to build something solid instead of you're wanting a relationship with someone that you can depend on. But you're kind of doubting that you can trust this person. Like you're wondering, can I trust this person? Can I, depend on this person? You might be dealing with another air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And if it's not an air sign, then it's someone who's very, maybe you felt like that person was being very harsh with you or judgmental. This is a card of someone who is very critical, very serious, very, like they don't feel like it seems like they don't have any emotion. they're all logic and they make decisions based on their intellect and not their heart. So you may feel like, you know, you're in a relationship and the person, you're not feeling the love. You're not feeling like that the person is afraid to express their emotions, or they're not connected with their emotion. And they can be a little bit hard on you. You may feel like they're being too critical, or they're being too cold, that they need to be more warm and loving, and that they're making demands that are not fair. Because this is a card, the King of Swords can be harsh energy at times. He tries to be fair, but sometimes he can expect too much in a relationship. But I feel like that at the same time, this person is very dependable, very organized, very, maybe a little bit too controlling, too rigid at times, too stubborn. And you just feel like you've been treated unfairly, or you've been asked to do things that, you know, like the person's being too rigid, too demanding, not being understanding enough, not being compassionate enough in a relationship. And this partner, if this represents the partner, this person's doing a lot of serious thinking. And they're trying to separate what's real from what's not real. And they're trying to make a decision based on what is best from a logical standpoint, and rather than an emotional standpoint. So maybe they're looking seriously at the situation and trying to figure out, how can I fix this? What do I need to do? And with the Chariot card here, this is a card of victory through discipline and focus. So I feel like if you've had some kind of, if you're having problems in a relationship, or if you're having to figure out where to go, the Chariot is, you might have been too scattered. You may not have been focused on the relationship. Maybe your energies were all over the place and you were not paying attention to the things, like not focusing on the relationship and being distracted by a million other things, maybe career things. You've been spending too much time working and not enough time on relationship. So this is a card of figuring out what you really want and not being distracted by other possibilities. Just zeroing in. So if you want to save this relationship, or if you want a relationship, if you want to relieve yourself of the heartache, of past heartache, for some of you, you might need to just cut someone away so that you can make room for the new. Others, if you want to patch up the relationship, if you do want to give this person another chance, because I feel like someone from the past or some past love is returning and you have a second chance at fixing what went wrong. You just have to be totally dedicated and totally focused on the relationship. Like, don't let anything distract you from, you know, expressing your love, you know, showing your concern, working on whatever went wrong, and cutting away maybe bad habits or anything that's not necessary. Because you have this Two of Wands, and that's a card of partnership potential. Like, you're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. So it's like everything is kind of forming. Like, there's a potential to create harmony in a relationship, or to repair what went wrong. But it's going to be through communication, through seeing the truth about a situation, through being honest, and to talk about what went wrong and to maybe apologize if needed. And to be really focused and disciplined on doing the work and sorting things out. And I think that you can have a new beginning, especially with this new moon in Aquarius. But it's going to involve knowing what you want and focusing on that thing that you want and letting go of other options or other possibilities. You can't have it all. You have to just focus on what you really want. And think positively. You know, get more you have to get organized. You have to get focused. And I think then you could, there's a potential partnership coming in the future. So let's see what the astrology has to say. The new moon is in your 9th house. And it's being supported by Jupiter in the 7th. So you could be connected. Jupiter in the 7th is really great for partnership. It could attract a very optimistic lover if you're not involved with someone. It could attract someone who is financially secure and sound. Someone who is from another culture, because you have the 9th house involved with this new moon. Like, you may connect with someone from a distance, someone from a different culture, a different religion, different educational background, because the 9th house is also higher education. And you have Saturn and Neptune sextiling each other from the 8th and the 10th house. Saturn in the 8th can bring a fear. I mean, the 8th house is the house of financial support. It's also the house of intimacy, you know, sex, death, transformation. So Saturn is asking you to look seriously and realistically at your life, and what is it that's blocking you from intimacy? What is it that you're afraid of that's preventing you from really connecting with someone? And you have to do the work. Like, you can't just skim the surface of a relationship. If you want a serious relationship, if you want real intimacy, you have to go deep, because Pluto is there too. And that the 8th house is also the house of our demons. You know, what is it that's holding us back from expressing our passion? What is it that we fear about intimacy? Because when you're intimate with someone, it's a scary thing. And some relationships, you know, an intimate relationship can really transform your life. You know, the 7th house is the house of partnership and marriage, but it's really not, you don't really bond with someone until you have that intimate connection. And that is ruled by the 8th house. Now you have Neptune in the 10th, so it's possible that you're kind of confused about your life direction. A part of you wants to do something that helps others, that helps and heals others. You could even want, with Neptune in the 10th, you could even want to, you know, be more creative in the work that you do, like music, art, poetry. This new moon in your 9th house, you might be thinking about going back to school and getting further training, or you might be wanting to teach something, because Mercury is also communication, thinking, teaching. Jupiter and Mercury, you know, Jupiter rules teaching and sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge. So you're either learning, you know, have a new beginning in where you're picking up extra skills, you're going back to school, you're starting a new educational program, or if you've already been through all that, then you're the teacher and you're sharing your wisdom. If there's a new beginning in a relationship, it could be with someone that's from a different, that really opens your mind, expands your knowledge, expands your awareness in some way. Venus is also in the 8th house, and it's sextiling Uranus in your 11th house. So you could meet someone through groups that you belong to, or friendships that you're connected with. A friendship could turn into love unexpectedly. Someone could come, you know, and also Venus rules money. So you could have an opportunity for financial support to come out of the blue through some of the group. Like, you have to network. If you're not in a relationship, for some of you, you might be patching up a relationship that has fallen, that has broken up, or going through a difficult time. For others who are not in a relationship, you might be healing from the past, But the way to a new relationship is through networking and communication. So the groups that you belong to, the friends that you know. So you need to get out and socialize. And that could lead to relationship. And there's also some healing involved. There's got to be some healing communication. You might need to heal from the past, from past disappointments in love that maybe now are blocking you in your current situation. The full moon in Virgo on February 19th is falling in your 4th house of home. And it's also influencing the sun's in your 10th house of career. So there's going to be this balance, work-life balance. You're going to have to maintain a work-life balance. But you could have a chance to establish, something could come to culmination with your home. Either you're finishing up a repair project, or you're moving in, you've moved into a new home and now you're settling. Mars is in Taurus. Mars is in the 12th house. It's a good time to tackle those unconscious beliefs. Mars in the 12th could mean like suppressed anger. So you could be angry about something and you're not expressing your anger. So it's a good time to get it out in a healthy way. Don't hold it in until it becomes volatile. Mercury and Neptune are conjunct in your 10th house. And Venus and Saturn in your 8th. So Venus in the 8th can bring money, financial support. It could also bring love. You've got Venus, Saturn, and Pluto in your 8th house. That could bring a very passionate love, something that transforms your life. And it could be with someone where there's an age difference, or one person is like a father figure or a parent to the other. With Mercury and Neptune, you want to be careful. Well, on the one hand, this is a good time for communication and creative writing. So I don't know if you're doing any kind of writing in your career, this could be a very inspirational time. You could be finishing up some type of writing project. That's the best way to manifest the energies of Neptune and Mercury. The other way, which is not so nice, would be to exaggerate and to blow things out of proportion, or to even lie. So you don't want to get caught up in lies and making stuff up. So channel that energy into creation, writing, communicating. And make sure that your communication is clear. Make sure you're being understood on the job, because there could be some confusion at work with Neptune in the 10th. Maybe even confusion in your life direction. Like, what do I want to do in my career? But you are being supported by Venus and Saturn and Pluto. So if you ever wanted to do anything that had to do with creative writing or or some kind of art project, some kind of, either art, music, poetry, this would be a good time to get involved in something like that. And it could bring you a lot of joy. And it could bring you a lot of healing. Mars and Uranus in your 12th is also a good time. You're feeling this restless energy. Uranus right now is moving into the 12th house. It's been in your 11th house, so it's been shaking up your friendships over the past 7 years and the groups that you belong to, bringing some exciting people into your life. Now it moves into the 12th, so it's going to rattle your subconscious. And with Mars there, it's a good time to get at any hidden anger or repressed frustrations, any kind of blocks. Uranus and Mars can blow them out of the water. So it's a good time also for some type of psychological counseling to get at those areas. What is it that really angers me? What is it? Why can't I express how do I express my anger in healthy ways? How do I assert myself in a healthy way? So that I'm not being self-destructive, but I'm being proactive. Instead of holding things in and being passive-aggressive, communicating, speaking up, speaking out, standing up for yourself. So clear out those cobwebs. Clear out those psychological blocks. Uranus will free you. It's because the 12th house is also the house of karma. Uranus can free you from past karma to get rid of, like, finish up the cycle. Anything that's been holding you back, anything that's preventing you from expressing your true self. Now's a good time to delve into that. What is it that I really, who am I? And how can I best express my talent, my gifts, my love? And it could be through some type of creativity, creative writing project. Maybe even working with the internet. With the new moon in Aquarius, that's can involve technology. So you could be developing a website or a blog where you could get your ideas out there, get your wisdom out there for the world. You have the potential. This is a card of communication and creativity. The cups are about, love, but they're also about creative projects. So you could be thinking about starting a new project in February. And maybe even partnering with someone. I'm seeing that energy too. But the one thing you want to remember, if you want to achieve your goal, you have to focus and you have to be disciplined. Especially with all this Saturn and all this Capricorn energy this month. Creativity and money is tied up with discipline and work because Venus is in Capricorn and it's conjunct Saturn. So you have to do the work. You can't skim the surface. You can't do you have to go deep. And that will be your path to success. So don't get distracted. Don't overload yourself with too many projects where you're just, doing a little bit on everything. You have to just get rid of all that. And that could be the Three of Swords too. Cutting away what's no longer needed. Cutting away cutting away the things that are distracting you from your true purpose. So if you've got too many irons in the fire, drop some of them. Focus on what's really important. Because you can't spend your energy on everything. You have to zero in with laser-like focus. And that's going to lead to success and partnership. Don't dwell on the past. If something has ended and it's gone, don't focus on your losses. Don't focus on the past and any mistakes you might have made. Focus on what you can do now in the present. And what you can manifest in the future, starting now. But you have to start with the present, because that's all we have, is the present moment. And each present moment leads you into the future. But neither the future nor the past exist anymore. The past doesn't exist, the future's not here yet. So all you have to work with is the present. And make sure that present, that you are focused on on your heart's desire. And also don't be too hard on yourself either. If someone's giving you a hard time, have that conversation. Let them know how you feel. So, I think this is a month of clearing out for you, Gemini. Clearing out, cutting away what's no longer serving you, cutting away what's no longer working in terms of behavior, thought patterns. And also, it's a month of communication. Communicating your needs in a partnership, trying to work out some type of compromise, maybe forgiveness, but getting at the truth, not holding anything back. So speak your truth this month. Share your wisdom. Focus on your dreams, because you have a potential to manifest. This month with Saturn and Neptune sextile, and this new moon, we can manifest a dream this month. But it's going to involve work, and it's going to involve a realistic plan. No pie in the sky, fantasy. We've got to do the work. We've got to have a practical plan. And we have to take action. So if you do those three things, you're on the road to success this month. And don't be afraid to share your feelings with someone. If things need to be said, if you've had a falling out with someone, give them a call or be open to discussion, be open to negotiation, and to be, to let your heart, to express your feelings. Because things are changing this month. You have a chance for a new beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Gemini, and I wish you much luck in love and happy Valentine's.